Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/WRDM network. With over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. That's audibletrial.com/WRDM network.
You're backstage with #RDM on Radio Random Network. Now, here's the host, #RDM, Russell Devin McLAIN.
I am #RDM Russell Devin McLAIN, and this is Backstage with #RDM right here on the Radio Random Network. Welcome to the show. If it's your first time tuning in, I want to say thank you so much for hitting the play button on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, or wherever you're listening to us from. We're dry, and I want to apologize to our regular listeners. No show last week due to the weather and the rain. We postponed all production last week. Thank God we didn't float away, but prayers to those who suffered any losses or damage during last week's storms here in the state of Louisiana. Thought of that said, I hope everyone else in the world is doing good. Got a great show for you today. I'm going to be talking with the one and only Lorrie Morgan right here on the show. She's going to talk about her brand new album, Letting You Go Slow, available now on iTunes and Amazon. Also, she talks a little bit about her next release, which will be called A Picture of Me, the greatest hits with Lorrie Morgan, which will be available March 18th. And for more information about Lorrie, all you have to do is go to Lorrie, that's LORRIE.com, and you can find out where she's going to be and all that good stuff. She's going to be right here with us here in a few minutes. But with all that said, don't forget Austin, Texas, which I'm talking about the Texas Indie Music Fest, which will be this weekend, 16th, 17th, and 18th, Texas. More on that here shortly. With all of that said, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead, let's pay a bill, and then let's get in to this week's show right here, Backstage with #RDM with special guest Lorrie Morgan. We'll be right back with upcoming events, and you guessed it, our guest interview. So don't go nowhere. For you, the listeners of Radio Random Network's weekly podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their services. You can download any popular audiobook of your choice available at audible.com. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/WRDM network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/WRDM network for your free audio book. All right, upcoming events this week. March 16th, 17th, and 18th at the Red Shed Tavern, Austin, Texas. The Indie Fest returns. I'm talking about 20 to 30 of the best indie musicians from across the United States and the world. That's right. They're going to have electric and acoustic 3-day music event featuring the best independent artists. It's merging with the Revolution Tour, and the tour and fest will be filmed as part of a documentary, or movie. So you want to be there, be a part of history that is Texas Indie Fest and March 16th, 17th, and 18th, Austin, Texas, Red Shed Tavern. Be sure to check it out. For more information, go to facebook.com/Indie Music Fest. And if you have a upcoming event or something that you would like to advertise here on Backstage with #RDM, all you have to do is drop me a line, Russell@RadioRandomNetwork.com. I'll be more than happy to get you set up. With all of that said, don't forget that all links talked about on today's show can be found in the show notes at our official website, www.radiorandomnetwork.com. With all of that said, it's time now. Let's talk to the one and only Miss Lorrie Morgan. All right, my guest today on Backstage with #RDM right here on the Radio Random Network. She's here to talk about her brand new album, Letting You Go Slow, and a few other things. I'm really no introductions really needed. She's done it all. Miss Lorrie Morgan, how you doing today, Lorrie?
I'm doing great. How are you, Russ?
Doing great, doing great. Boy, Lorrie, you sure have been busy as of late. Give us a little rundown on all the great stuff you got going on, if you don't mind.
I've been out there on the road pushing this new album and just doing my shows, plus doing some shows with Pam Tillis, and also working a lot with Joe Diffie and Mark Chestnut. And I'm just a busy bee out there on the road. I don't ever know which way I'm supposed to go and who's going to show up when I get there.
Yes, indeed. A while ago, you were talking about before we hit the record button here. You were talking about being in Marksville, Louisiana, a couple of weeks ago. You was there with your buddy Joe Diffie and Mark Chestnut. There, correct?
That's correct.
Real quick, if you could tell us, I understand Joe's having some health issues. Can you clear that up for us?
Yeah, he was having back problems, really bad, severe back problems, and so he went in and had his back operated on March 8th. I guess it was last Tuesday, a week ago today. I called him the other day. I didn't call him. I texted him, and I said, hope the surgery went well, and blah, blah, blah. He said, everything's fine, just sore as hell.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, let's talk a little bit about your brand new album, Letting You Go Slow. Lorrie, now you did the album in 2013 with Pam Tillis, and you didn't really never go anywhere. You've been touring all that time, but what's the inspiration behind this brand new album, Letting You Go Slow?
Well, the inspiration is that I haven't had an album out a solo album out in over 5 years, and my fans were anxiously awaiting it, and I was too. To be honest with you, I couldn't find anything I liked. Anything I thought was me to cut and or to record. And then I've been collecting songs for years, waiting for the right moment, the right time, and I just wasn't happy with what I was hearing, the changes on radio right now. And so luckily, my producer, Richard Landis, called me one night and said, Loretta, it's time to go in and cut some new music. And I said, I just happen to have about 800 songs here. So we went and we recorded this beautiful album, and we recorded it basically for me and my fans with the hopes that radio would embrace it. And we got very lucky that radio really loved the stuff. My brand new single is How Does It Feel? And my next one hopefully will be Letting You Go Slow, which is my favorite cut on the whole album. But it just wasn't, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it was time until now. I don't know. I wasn't excited. I wasn't pumped up about anything I was hearing, and truthfully lost my lust to go in and do anything until Richard lit that fire, and I said, okay, it's time. And we went in with like a band we went in with the top musicians in Nashville. Of course we did that, but they were more like my band. It was more of a band and artist feeling, and so we got a lot of heart and soul out of that session, and it's right there on the CD, so you can hear it, and I think you'll be pleased.
Yes, indeed. Now, you were talking about being with the band and everything. You did this kind of, I don't know if this is traditional or untraditional, but you guys, the CD was recorded live in the studio. Is that correct? Right.
They're all recorded live in the studio, but there was hardly any overdubs at all, and most of the songs are my track vocals on those songs. So I went back in and re-sang just a little bit here and there, but most of those songs were track vocals for me, which I'm real proud of.
Yes, indeed. Now, you got some great songs on here. One of my personal favorites was the Earl Thomas Conley.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, indeed. Now,
what I'd say.
Yes, indeed. Now, those are songs that, you've been around country music all your life, but those are songs that, they speak the truth. And I think that's what country music.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. They're real songs. I didn't sing one damn song about a pickup truck. Not one.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, you also got a good thing coming out here. March 18th, you got, which is a couple of days from now, you're going to be releasing, greatest hits and more, correct?
That's correct. Matter of fact, I've already got the copy, and it's called A Picture of Me, and it's got all my greatest hits on there, plus a lot of new ones. I recorded a Dottie West song, a Tammy Wynette song, a George Jones song, songs that I love, a Beach Boys song. I did the old Beach Boys song that I did with them, and this album was out of California, so I'm real proud of all these albums that we've got, and we're going to have them for sale at every show. My son, Jesse Keith Whitley, he is hilarious. He's making a career for himself, but right now he's selling my merchandise on the road, and he is just doing a great job. And so we've been having a lot of fun with him out there with us, and knowing I got somebody who really cares about me, selling my merch, and somebody's not going to mess me over.
Right. I mean, I can imagine. And by the way, if everybody listening, you want any more information on her tour dates or anything like that, you can just go to simply to Lorrie.com. You can also follow her on Facebook and Twitter. Real quick this weekend.
And when you follow me on Facebook, I am the one doing it.
That's right. Now, that's pretty cool too. I mean, now, when you first broke in, which a long time ago, I mean, all the social media stuff, it was way different then. I mean, do you think
there was none?
Yeah, right. Did it hurt or help the business? I mean, what's your opinion?
Oh, I think it helps. Of course, I think it makes the fans feel closer to artists. I mean, I talk to a lot of my fans on Facebook all the time. I mean, I never was able to do that before. And I think they feel closer. They feel more connected to my family. And, and I've got great fans, man. They respect my privacy. They respect my time alone. And they're very wonderful fans. And matter of fact, last year, for Fanfare, as I still call it, I had a few special fans over to my house, and we had a big pool party and cookout kind of thing, and so it keeps me in touch with them. And as I said earlier in another interview, I got one fan who's got my house, my cell phone that I've known for 20, maybe 25, 30 years. And if he hears something, anything bad about me, he will pick up the phone and call me, and or something good. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I think the social media thing is great. I think it gets out of hand at times, of course, like anything else.
Right.
But the good thing about I have two fan pages. My We Love Lorrie Morgan it's run by my fan club president, but just Lorrie Morgan, that's me. I mean, that when you hit that's me sitting there talking to you.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, we're going to wind up here today at both titles, Letting You Go Slow and A Picture of Me, the greatest hits, which will be available March 18th. I'm sure you can pick them all up on iTunes, Amazon, but more importantly, Lorrie.com is where you should go to find out more information about Lorrie Morgan. And for all you fine folks in Perry, Georgia, March 19th, Lorrie will be at the Georgia National Fairgrounds. So be sure and go check her out. Lorrie, it has been...
I'll be there with Joe Diffie and Mark Chestnut.
Yes, indeed. It has been an honor and a pleasure sitting here talking with you.
And thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you too. And we hope we wish you well out on the road, and looking forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Thank you. And next time y'all eat some crawfish down there, take a big old bite from me.
Man, it was so great talking to Lorrie about her new albums coming out, about being on the road with Joe Diffie and Mark Chestnut. For more information on Lorrie, all you have to do is go to Lorrie.com. You can find that link in the show notes. Go check it out. See what's going on with Lorrie Morgan. Don't forget to pick up her new album. With all of that said, tell you what, before we wrap this thing up today, I want to tell you about one of my favorite shows on The Potter Family there on Twitter. It's a part of the Potter Family, the best place to find the best shows. Just search hashtag Potter Family on Twitter, and a lot of great shows come up. It's a great way to stay connected and discover new podcasts out there. Check out who is in the Potter Family Spotlight this week. Check it out.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. So then we, some other...
Jesus Christ.
Well, it gets better. Then
No, you didn't really.
Exactly. Like, I just... And then the cops came and then just...
No.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah. Uh-huh. That all happened.
on the Now Loaded podcast. Check it out.
All right, gang, that's it for me this week. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Support us by shopping with Amazon and all that great stuff. Just go to RadioRandomNetwork.com. You'll get all the details. Until next week, I am #RDM Russell Devin McLAIN. You've been listening to Backstage with #RDM right here on the Radio Random Network. We'll be back next Tuesday, the good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. God bless you all. We'll talk to you next week.